Hey guys, I'm going to do a few videos for you for some examples of some of the problems that you might be encountering and try to work through some of those with you. So I'm going to bring them up and then I'm going to work through them. You have a series of probably a few 3 or 4 minute videos to look through. Okay, so the first one I want to do is this one. It says find sine and cosine if tangent theta is 1 over 7 and theta is greater than 0. Theta is greater than 0. If sine theta is greater than 0, that means we're working on the upper half of the unit circle, or if we were in a coordinate plane, we're working up here so that we would have a triangle on this side. Okay, if tangent is 1 over 7, then that means theta would be there, and tangent would be opposite over adjacent. What we would be working to do then is find hypotenuse so that we can then find sine and cosine. So to find the hypotenuse, we just use the Pythagorean theorem and say I want to know what c squared is when a squared is 7 squared and b squared is 1 squared. That would give me c squared is equal to 49 plus 1, and therefore c squared would be equal to 50. I take the square root of that, and c would be equal to the square root of 50, which then would be broken down into 2 times 25. 2 is not a perfect square, but 25 is, so we would say the square root of 25 is 5. Radical 2 would be our hypotenuse. And if that is our hypotenuse, then from that we can deduce that sine of theta would be equal to the opposite, which is 1, over the hypotenuse, which is 5 radical 2. I don't want that radical 2 in the denominator, so I would have to multiply by that radical 2, or as we've done in the past, the shortcut is put the radical on the top. So we would take out radical 2. That would leave me with 2, and I would have 5 times 2, which would be radical 2 over 10. And that can't reduce any, so that should be our answer. And then when it comes to cosine, cosine of theta would be the adjacent over the hypotenuse, so the difference is we would have 7 over 5 radical 2. We could bring the radical 2 to the top, so then we would have 7 radical 2 over 5 times 2 would be 10. 7 radical 2 does not reduce with 10 at all, so those would be my answers for sine and cosine. Okay, hope the setup of this helped you out.